name is Beth Hiley here at Origins 2019. I'm sitting down with Beth Erickson from Z-Man Games, and you've brought us a really highly anticipated title, which is Hadara. This has been trending very strongly in my game group back home as well.
Yeah, a lot of people have been talking about this one. I'm biased, but I think rightfully so, because it's a lot of fun. So this is a little bit of a civilization game. Some people have mentioned Seven Wonders because of the drafting aspect, but it's a little different
but very time efficient for
45 minutes.
Exactly,
it's real quick. So you play over 3 epochs or epochs. I always
no
debate.
one knows.
I go back and forth on how you say that. So here we have a setup for the first. I'm going to say epic. I'm going to keep that consistent. So each of us has a player board in front of us, and you'll see that there are 4 tracks on them. The yellow one is income. So we have income, and red is military, blue is arts, and green is food. And as you're going, you will draft cards, and those income tracks will change.
Hopefully for the better.
Hopefully. Yeah, you never know. Probably going to be good, though. And the way this works is there is this little dial in the middle of the board. So right now, let's see, I'm playing as the lion player, you're playing as the dragon. Looks like lion is pointing towards the red stack and dragon's pointing towards the blue stack. So as you're playing, everyone at the same time will draw 2 cards from the stack that they are pointing towards. So if you want to do that. And here, I'll just go ahead and put one of these cards up. So in the bottom left corner is the cost for the card. We all should have started with a little bit of money. Let's just give us a little money real quick. Let's say I have 10, you have 10, whatever. So the cost of the card is in the corner. That is victory points, of course. And then at the top is how it will affect your track. So if I took this one, my military track would increase by 2. But I would have to pay 3 for it. So what you do is you'll look at each 2 cards, you decide to keep one, and you discard the other. So say maybe I want to discard that one. You discard it face up back to the board.
I would say I'm going to hang on to this guy.
Yep, so then I would keep this one, and it just tucks under right there with your board.
Which I'm just going to show, the ends of our boards are a little off camera, so I would say my blue would tuck here.
Yep, and then it would immediately affect your track. So then you would just bump up your track, the appropriate
number. Mine goes up by 2.
Yep, and then the dial rotates, and we repeat. We will go through all of the cards, and then they will all be, you either take or sell the card that you want, and then you discard the other one. So if you don't want the card or you don't have enough money to buy it, you can always sell cards right now. They're only worth 2, but that's a good way to get gold back.
Yeah.
So then once we've gone through all of the cards, we've drawn them all face up, then we go through income.
I was going to say, because we have this
little
handy-dandy cheat sheet here.
Yep, so phase A is drawing face down cards, deciding if you would like to buy it or sell it, discarding the other one. Then we get income, so then you would look at your income track, you would take the appropriate number of gold. Then you would look at your military track, and you can take colonies. Same kind of thing, and the left is the cost, so here this one only costs 3. Looks like I do have 3, so I could take it, and I would get a colony.
Now, are you spending that military, or are you just saying, I have enough to accomplish this?
Just enough to accomplish it. So as long as you have at least that number, you can take a colony. Now, you can choose to either plunder the colony or integrate the colony. If you plunder it, it's the immediate reward. If you integrate it, then you pay, in this case, 1, and then you would flip it over. And in this case, it looks like it would increase my income and my military track.
Now, would I know that, what I'm getting beforehand?
Each of these is different, and sometimes they also have a change in the victory point, so sometimes it can be really good, sometimes it's less good. So it's up to you. Do you want the immediate gold, or do you potentially
Which is known, you can see what it is.
Exactly, or do you want something that might affect the track, which could be better for the long-term goal.
Right.
So we would do colonies, and then we would go to carving a statue. So you would look at your arts track and see if you had enough. Let's say, hypothetically, I do. The first one costs 6. Now, you have these little bonus tokens over here. Everyone has the same number, 2 of each track. If I wanted to boost my income, I would choose to build a statue related to that, and I would immediately boost my income track 2. And then I would also get 4 victory points at the end. So same thing, you just have to meet the number, and you keep going. Statues get more expensive, colonies get more expensive, but as you go, you will end up getting a lot of stuff on your track, and you'll actually eventually need these little guys. So,
add-ons.
Yep. So at the end of the game when we played the other day, we had like 30.
Right. I was gonna say, which is the only way you'd ever get up to this this ultimate
you
statue
end up
here.
building the tracks because as you go, you play the 3 epics, and cards will get more expensive. And of course, you'll end up building things. Now, at the end of Phase A, we go into Phase B, and that's when we would go through the discards. Now, that just goes one player at a time. All of the cards will be face up around there. You can choose to take any face up card. And again, you can choose to buy it or sell it. Now, when you are buying cards, once you start getting cards of a certain type, other cards of that type will be discounted.
Makes sense?
Yeah, pretty typical thing.
Pretty standard Civ building.
Yep, so if I wanted another red card, it would be 1 less because I have a red card. So as you kind of go along, cards will get cheaper, but each epic is also more expensive, so it kind of balances out a little bit. And then we would go through all of the cards until all the discard cards are gone. You have a clean board. Then we would do income again. We would do colony again because at that point I'm sure your track has changed.
Yep, we'd carve a statue
and then you have to see if you can feed all of these people you have brought into your civilization. So the food track. Food track is, of course, seeing if you have enough food for your people.
So right down there.
Yep, and that relates to how many cards you have. Each card represents a person in your civilization.
So if the more you buy, the more you pay later.
Exactly. So if you have 12 cards and say you only have 10 food on your track, you have to discard down until you're able to feed your people. Yeah, and if you discard, that means whatever you discard, you have to get rid of whatever track addition that gave you.
Which makes sense. Those people have left your
left
sphere
your
of
civilization,
influence.
their skills are gone. You got to bring in new people.
You're literally a lesser person for it.
yes, you are. So then that would end that epic. We would reset the board with the next set of cards and continue through 3 epics, and it's just a lot of give and take. The other aspect is there are silver and gold medals. At the end of Phase B, you can choose to purchase a silver or a gold medal. Through each of the epics, they will get more expensive. And
so these are our little medal tokens there.
So that's the gold medal. So there are 2 gold medals. The gold medals work in that they are 7 victory points for every set of cards. 1 of each color.
Group of 1.
Yep, and then the silver is actually related to the tracks. So if I buy a silver medal, I would take one of my track tokens, any of the ones that I want, and you put it right there. And that means at the end of the game, you get victory points equal to half of that track's value. Yes. So if you wanted, you could even like double up and say I get really strong in military. If I'm able to buy both silver medals, then I would get the full value of it. But you can also choose whichever ones you want.
Yep.
And that's kind of the gist of it.
Which was one of the things I thought was really unique about this, is that you could sort of customize what scores you strongly at the end of the game by choosing to buy it.
Yeah.
And so you can maximize, rather than kind of card hunting and trying to find the thing that would be that perfect thing for the strategy that you have, you make it happen.
Yeah, you can very actively make choices in this game, and everyone's choosing things at the same time. It's like crunchy, but not too brain burny, you know?
That's a good description. Yes. Now, we already know that it's a quick game.
It is.
Hour tops.
Yeah.
How many players?
It is 2-5.
So it's a nice 5-player game for under an hour.
I know, there's not that many of those.
There are not that many of those. If you guys would like to check this out, this is Hadara, which is being published by Z-Man Games. And Beth, thank you again.
Yeah.